So can we? I just so I know. I think it was someone already mentioned. I think or like the English version is the original. Everything was animated to the English actors first, right? And the Tagalog was dubbed.
Correct.
I think yeah.
So the thing with getting both, and there was always a plan to do a Tagalog version and an English version. Right. And part of the reason we, it was difficult because, again, to one of the things that Lily mentioned earlier about the authenticity. It's like not only to the comic, but just to, for us, as a, for part of the Filipino, storytelling, was how much of an accent do we keep on it?
Right.
Because, you run that fine line of being, what Tanya Yuson, one of the executive producers, she wanted it to be more like a Manila accent. So like it's there, but it's like, the English is very proper, but then you still hear it because we're Filipino. But, the fine line between that and then imitating your parents.
Right.
Right.
There is a line.
Right. You don't want to all of a sudden like the line sounds like belt or slipper, and then just like then
over by the kwan,
you don't want to have a sentence that doesn't have any nouns in it.
Right. Or just a run on and it just doesn't stop.
Yeah, and so there was a lot of challenges there between like how much do we keep versus how much do we, and it's just trying to find that fine line because a lot of them, are like Filipino American or Filipino Canadian, and in some cases actually not even Filipino, but they were able to, we got some great voice talent with like Carlos Alazraqui, Steve Bloom.
One of the questions
Steve Bloom killed it, man.
He's very good.
He did.
Killed
it. One of the questions I think I even saw like a mutual of me and Earl asked this question, but like why? But what was like the decision to agree that you were going to have them with an accent in the English language version? Was there ever a consideration, or was that the idea always?
I think that was pretty much always the idea. Like if it was Filipino, like why can't they have an accent? Like why, why be ashamed?
Yeah,
it's ours, right? It's like, so why not? It's like, sure, there's an English, like we'll still have like mostly English. And if we're going to have a Tagalog version, it's like, well, then that would just be all in Tagalog. So, but yeah, that was like from the get-go, that was always something that we like that was planned and that was agreed on. And everyone was on board, so it's cool.
I have this. I told this to Earl, but one of the things I thought was really cool, a cool touch in the English language version was there's obviously you have the English language one, but then also they would still say Tito or Lola, and the translation is subtitled in the bottom. And I sat there, and I've seen a lot of fan subs of Japanese anime and like of anime obviously, and the fan subs. Some stances want to do the hey, here's a little asterisk to explain that word, and I saw this in your show, and I was like, that's a really great way to put context to the word without
having to do the explanation, right?
Yeah. So if you see the line, you hear Tito, and you don't know what Tito is, but then you see underneath the translation, and you're like, oh, right there, you don't need to understand. That's very clear. I've never seen that before, and I have to applaud that because I'm like, that's fantastic. It's subtle. It doesn't take you out of the story, but you also learn a little bit about the language, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's super cool. I actually hadn't watched it with the subtitles, so I didn't even notice that, to be honest with you, but now I will.
Yeah, a lot of that was so really cool. Like Jay. Like that, Jay definitely gets tons of credit for a lot of like just not only like, I mean, even plussing the story, like not that, we wanted to, do justice to the story that was given, but he's always, as long as I've known Jay, like Jay might turn in storyboards late, but damn it, when you get them, it's like, oh, that's why they're late. Holy crap, this is awesome. And